Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today's video we are doing a small business Q&A. But before I get into today's video, I just want to apologise. I didn't post last week. I had a bit of technical difficulties and then I just had a busy week and I forgot to post. So I'll post today's Q&A today, and then in midweek I'll post last week so I'm caught up, and then I'll still post next Sunday as usual. I'm not that prepared because I did put this Q&A question box on Instagram and TikTok about probably not even 12 hours ago. It's now 2:30 on Sunday. Put it on late last night. I've got a few from Instagram, I've got a few from TikTok, and then there's some that I've not got. I've got my partner to ask so I can still make this video, do you know what I mean? Now, the first question is from Kaylee. She has asked two questions. So the first one is, how did you come up with the wellbeing range and the scent specific to this range? So if you don't know already, I have released a wellness wellbeing range called New Beginnings. So that features 4 candles, and then I've done 2 or 3 additional wax melt products in relation to the wellbeing range. I came up with the wellbeing range because a lot of people go into the new year wanting a fresh start, getting rid of the old Christmas grogginess. You know how it is at Christmas. And I wanted to do something for me as well. I've been practicing it, just self-care, looking after ourselves, because you know life can get busy, it's hectic, we're always on the move no matter what we are doing, whether that's work, seeing friends, going out, whatever it is you're doing, it is just there. So that's why I designed a candle range. The side on the scents, I did a bit of research on what scents you need, what scents are good in order to detox, to restart, energize and stuff. And then some of the wax melt scents as well. I've always done well-being fragrances, so that could be like lavender and chamomile. That could be good for relaxation, chilling out. Citrusy fruit, so orange, lemon, bergamot, etc. is more an uplifting fragrance. But yeah, I just searched what scents are needed for that fragrance to then match what it does. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if that just made sense, but it did make sense in my head, so I hope it made sense for you guys. Then Kaylee's second question was, how do you decide what designs you are going to do? Good question. I don't. No, I do. But back ages ago, I probably didn't even plan. I just went with the flow. I probably still am going with the flow most of the time. As you've probably seen, I'll quickly just show the YouTube, but I have done a YouTube prior to this. If you want to see my previous videos, I've been making it. I did a 2026 vision board of how I want my year to look. Some goals I want to achieve, so like that might be personal, social media, and then in relation to the designs, obviously molds play a big part in this. Now I have made molds, I know how to make molds, I have made molds in the past, if you have been with me a long time. I've still got the stuff to make them, so if you want to make me to do a video of making some molds and then making some wax melts from the molds, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it always depends on the mold, and I always research and try and find the best mold that I can in relation to what I want to do to bring my vision to life, if that makes sense. So I've not done it yet, so I've got a laundry collection that I want to do, so I want to feature different laundry scents. But what my plan is, how I've come up with it, is I make scoopies, so in the normal oval scoopy shapes, and then what I'm going to do is add laundry related designs. I don't know how I come up with designs is in the all around question. I just get something and I create it, and if I like it, it becomes the product. And as well, there's a lot of designs that you guys have never ever seen and will never ever see that I've done. It's just because if I've made it and I don't like it and the way it demolds and the way it looks, I will not put it out there to sell. I only put out stuff I truly believe in. So the next question is, what is your favourite season to make wax melts in? Ooh. Now, I like making wax melts in the winter for temperature purposes, because wax melts set within minutes. Not minutes, but you know what I mean. Summer, nah. I'm literally stood near like a sweaty seal, looking like a lobster at the same time. But my favourite season, I like all things that I make, gonna put that out there, but it's gotta be Halloween. Or Halloween, Christmas is my favourite seasons. Only because I just think there's so much to do and so much where you can branch out in so many different directions and different products, and do you know what I mean? It's hard to explain. If you're a small business owner, then you will know. It is my busiest time of year anyway, and yeah, I just love creating. I love the colours of Halloween. I love the colour patterns that I do. Christmas, again, same thing, but it's just, you can create more and more than what you do on a day-to-day basis throughout the year. Like, I do obviously collections throughout the year, but my favourite has to be Halloween. Right, and then next question is, how is it running a business? Cue the seagulls, obviously. Would it be a video from Jack Vaughan Designs if it doesn't have seagulls in the background? So yeah, how is it running a business? Tough. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's all rain, sunshine and fluffy clouds and all the rest of it, do you know what I mean? But from what you guys see on social media, you see a different side, and I'm not saying there's a different side where there's a bad side, because there's not a bad side, but there's a side where there's a lot goes on behind closed doors, so to speak, that you have to do in order to run a business. It's not just making the products, it's photographing the products, it's filming the content for social media, it's listing the products, it's the accounts, it's the research. There's a lot that goes into it, and when you're on a one-man team like myself, then yeah, it can be challenging sometimes, but other times it is rewarding, and it is the best feeling ever to just be able to have created something that people love, and then when people come back to you and it's like, what the hell? It still blows my mind to this day, and now I'm 3 years in, and yeah, it has been a wild ride. Don't get me wrong, I'm still learning, and it's one of them, and it's tough, but it's a good feeling to say I did that, I've done that, do you know what I mean? And out of 10, 1 being not so hard and 1 being extremely hard, 10 being extremely hard, sorry, I would give it maybe an 8.5 out of 10, being that's how hard it is to run a business. Don't get me wrong, when I first started I thought, yeah, I'm going to put these on and I'm going to make millions. It doesn't work like that, do you know what I mean? So if you are thinking about starting a small business, do it, is first of all, but also do your research on whatever it is you are going into. Make sure there is a market for it, make sure that you understand the product, what it's about, what it has to offer, how it works, etc. Do you know what I mean? It's all comes with it, because I see a lot of businesses just do something and just put something out but have no thought or have no knowledge about what they're doing, and it does show. Like, I have seen a lot of wax melt businesses put out some wax melts and they've got no CLPs on them, and if you've done your research, by the law you need to have a CLP on your wax melt. That is just in any, if you've got any shampoo, if you've got any skincare, you've got to have the warning product of what that product contains. There's a lot that goes into it, but I literally would not change this business for the world. It is my pride and joy and my little baby. Right, so Kay's just got back to me with one more, so I'm going to jump to hers and I'll go back to some more. And she has asked, what's the most difficult part of running a business? Now, I don't know, because it's all difficult in its own way, but now I've done it for free. Do you know what I mean? It's like, now I've done it for 3 years, it doesn't seem as difficult as it was. And yeah, there is still things that are difficult now. There's still things that I'm figuring out. There's still things that I'm learning. There's still, you know. But my most difficult part would be my content, as in, I like my film, my content, do you know what I mean? But in a way I find it difficult because I always want to try and switch things up. I want to try and make a good video, good piece of content, a good eye-catching hook, do you know what I mean, and all that, and that's difficult. I'd say sometimes making can be difficult, depending on what I'm making. If it's a first time product that I've never made before, if I'm trying something out, that can be stress levels 100. But yeah, I'd probably say them two. Photographing's easy, the listing's easy, the accounts I find easy. That is the boring part, do you know what I mean? But I find that easy. The tax return, that comes into it. We've just done that, I just had to pay some money. But yeah, I'd say content and some parts of making new products would be my... Oh, the next one. What is your best tips to building a brand and getting consistent sales? What I would say is be consistent, build momentum, always post every day on social media. And now I know a lot of people might go, ugh, can't be bothered with that. But all I do is literally set the tripod like I'm filming on now. I will make, and then I will just film everything, whether that's making, packing, painting, you name it, I'm filming it. Every content is worth doing because you never know, that one video that you film could literally change your business's life. Now, you don't always... I want to touch on this because people think you need that to get that, and I've touched this on my last video. Going viral doesn't make your business successful. It does help, and I have seen a lot of businesses change overnight from a viral video. Not disregarding that, but you can build a substantial brand and a great brand without going viral. Be consistent, just persevere a bit. Things like, gonna be honest with you, days I don't get any sales. Now on social media you might see that, oh my god, he's smashing it, he's doing this every live, he's doing that every live, but there's some days where I don't get sales. I do make, a lot of my sales do generally come from TikTok live. I do get odd orders without being on live, which I love, but majority of my income does come from a live stream. I did that switch 7 months ago. I'm going to go into this briefly because you probably heard this about 100 times, but I am so proud I did it, and I'm glad that I did it. I made the switch to TikTok Shop 7 months ago, and it has changed my business. It's been the best 7 months in the last 3 years, put it that way. I never thought I'd achieve milestones that I did just through TikTok and its reach, and how many new customers that I have reached, and I've basically gained a whole lot of a new community. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't speak then. I tried to speak, but you know what I mean. It's been crazy. Keep promoting social media. That's why I say post every day. It's our way of promoting your business. It's free. That's why I say record every bit that you do in your business. As well, launch days have helped me. In the past, when I first started this business, I'll literally make a product and then release it and go, why am I not making any sales? Because people don't know about your product. Do you know what I mean? That's because back then I did post on social media, I wasn't consistent, I was just releasing products. Surprise, here's a product. And then, yeah, wondering why I didn't get anywhere. But launch days have helped me where you build momentum. So like say 6 weeks out from a launch, start posting on social media about that launch, and then every week do a couple of videos related to that launch, and then build the hype up of when it's going to be launched. And then it's helped me with my last Christmas and Halloween launch last year were my best launches. Yeah. Now I've had good ones prior to last year. That was on my website though. So with websites you have to direct traffic yourself, which is hard. Now if you want a separate video and all about businesses doing websites, TikTok Shop, Etsy, then let me know in the comments, because I have experience in all three. But yeah, last year was a record just from the reach from TikTok Shop and just promoting what I had to offer. Do you know what I mean? And people, if you believe in your products, other people will believe in your products. If you are humming and hawing about your products and go, don't know, should I release it? What do you think about this? If you're on social media, like, it's good to ask for an opinion, all for that. But if you're constantly going, what do you think about this product? What do you think about that product? People are going to be like, well, you don't really believe in your product, so why should I invest my money into your... It's one of them. It is a lot to take in. Also, just wanted to say one last thing. Colours, have a branding colour. Like, my colours are black and white and grey, as you can probably tell by this shed. So that can be like packaging, your tissue paper, your stickers, even down to the tape you use. My customers love that I just have regular brown boxes. Sometimes I might get black boxes, brown, white boxes, whatever. But my customers love that I get different tissue paper throughout the year, relating to that occasion, and they like to choose an option of what tissue paper they want. Some people have literally branded tissue paper, which I want to look into with their logos on it. But if you're just starting out, please don't go into all of that, because it does not matter. Focus on your products, be consistent in what you want to do, filming, making, and just have a plan of what, at least 6 months, have a plan of what you want to do. It might help you just focus a bit and just have a bit of a direction. You might not even be in the end of that 6 months, you might not even be where you was when you started. Do you know what I mean? I'm not where I started making logs and resin. I'm not doing either of them products now. I'm doing wax melts and candles, so it can change. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that is the end of that question. That was a very long answer. I do apologise. Now we have got another one. How do you choose what scents you want to do every week? Is this based around what customers want, or are some of the scents favourite of yours? So if you don't know, I restock every Monday, and more often than not, sometimes I buy some scents that are just on offer, and I'll just get them and go, actually my customers do like them type of scent, so I'll just get it, see what they like. It's not from my favourite, don't get me wrong, I do like some scents, I have disclosed that, but the scents that I do get tend to be bestsellers, scents that people have suggested, and scents that my customers like. Like, I know what my customers like, so I know what people like, so I try and cater at least each week a bit for everyone. I've got another one, and it's on Instagram, and it says tips and tricks to edit your content. I'm so stuck with content ideas and what to post, etc. Like, I love filming, don't get me wrong. I asked a lot of business owners and they're like, oh, I can't stand social media, I don't like it, I don't want to post, First of all, you don't have to get your face in it. I would push for that. At first, you don't have to do that, I didn't. But if you get more comfortable, get your face in camera, get the face behind your business in camera, first of all. Tips and tricks, what I do is, I always film all of my content for social media, so that's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I do like this on the landscape version, but on TikTok and for Instagram and Facebook, I turn it the right way, and then I put my phone on a 10-minute time on TikTok, film what I need to film. So that could be me making a product, stirring a different things that you would do in making a product. Always film different angles, and most importantly, make sure you have good lighting. That is number one key. Now in the UK, we suffer from natural lighting coming through the window. I remember one year, I didn't have this shed. I was in the bedroom, and the sun on this house is just non-existent. It's dead dark, and I was literally racing against the sun to try and get some natural light on my content at the time in my bedroom with my slate, and yeah, it just wasn't good. So yeah, natural lighting, and just film everything. I did touch on this on the last question briefly, but just film everything: packing, making, photographing, doing a bit on a laptop, a bit of admin, a bit of research. Do it all, and literally post it, because you never know. That one video could literally take off. That one video could literally get about 10 views. Who knows? You're not going to know until you post it. And for editing, I do edit in the TikTok app. If I'm editing YouTube, then I'll edit in a app called CapCut. That is the best app to use. I've been using it since lockdown. I know it inside and out, and yeah, that's how I edit all my YouTube videos. But in TikTok, I'll edit in the TikTok app, but it's similar to CapCut, so I know what I'm doing with when I'm splitting the videos. And yeah, this might not make sense to you guys, but if you want another video on how to edit videos, then please, again, pop it down in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer anything that I can on the editing, because I love it. If I had a dream job, if I weren't doing this, I would love to go in marketing, the editing side of things for a business sort of thing, if I wasn't doing my own. But yeah, just be consistent and literally post on every platform every day. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I do long videos every Sunday, but I do YouTube shorts nearly every day. So yeah, I'm constant over 3 apps, 4 apps if you count in Facebook, because Facebook and Instagram are linked, and that when I post on Instagram, it automatically posts on my Facebook, so it's a 2-in-1 special. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just be consistent and post all the time. Promote. If no one knows about your product, no one's gonna buy it, and if you don't show anybody, nobody's gonna know about it. So your job now, go and post that TikTok. So we have got another question. It has been caught because I've just been live on TikTok, and we have a question from Beef Paste Designs, and the question is: any tips on building a community of loyal followers / customers? Now, it doesn't happen overnight, is my honest tip. A good way to build up a loyal customer base is, I'd say, start on Etsy. I did start over there. I'm still on there, by the way. I don't use it, I don't update regularly. My main focus is TikTok Shop. However, build your customer base through Etsy. Then obviously sometimes what I do in the past, where I've put cards in to direct people to my social media, follow me on there, and then some do, some don't. Unfortunately, that's just how it happens. Some people do like to shop on Etsy, that's just their preference. With Etsy is good because it does it for you. That's what I mean by Etsy. You've got to get on there if you're just starting out, and gain your loyal customers that way in your first few years of business. And for the followers part, I would recommend posting on obviously social media every single day, and that's across all platforms. And I'm not saying do a different video for each platform. Whatever you're posting for TikTok, post it on Instagram and Facebook, post a YouTube short. If you want to do long form content, do videos like this. just to expand followers from all different platforms, because not everybody uses the same platform. But my main following has all come, and my loyal following is probably more TikTok than Instagram. I'm more known, as you will, over on TikTok. My shop is based there. I'm doing live streams over there, so I'm constantly speaking to people. Live streams do help. I'm not saying that is how you get a loyal following, but it takes it to that next level in my eyes. It just reaches a lot of people, because there's a lot of people that will sit on live streams all day and watch people, but wouldn't watch people's content. Do you know what I mean? So there's different areas to build your loyal following and customers. Obviously, go just add on the customer part. Get on as many selling platforms as you can, whether that's Etsy, your website, TikTok shop. I've heard Whatnot's good, but I'm not too sure what that kind of is all about, if you know what I mean. I don't think it's suited for my business. I think it's more of like an auction thing from what I've gathered. But check everything out. I just think the more you have, the more exposure you're going to get. Sorry, let me add, I've been doing business 3 years now, and I've only just started to gain a loyal customer community, if you know what I mean. Whether you've bought from me, whether you haven't bought from me, people are starting to watch me on a regular basis on my live stream, my content, commenting, and now that's took a bit of a few years, and I've obviously been consistent with my content. It's all about getting your digital footprint out there, and just widening everything as much as you can, and as much as you can do yourself. Do you know what I mean? But with that, I will offer any tips out to anyone. A few people have messaged me direct and asked about this, asked about that. I'm happy to give advice any day of the week. I can't do it for you, but I can advise you. I'm not saying I am a big expert, but I will try and help anyone where I can. That's why I'm going to do this Q&A, and I'm going to do more in the future. So if you have got any other comments and you think I've missed and you want to know, then please leave them in the comments, and I'll do a future video with your comments included. But yeah guys, that is a bit of a short Q&A of how to run a business and what it's like, what my opinions are of certain things. I am going to end this Q&A here. It's a little different. Got some good stuff planned. I'm going to be doing some challenges with wax melts and doing stuff, so stay tuned for that. But on that note, I am going to go and get some tea. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you've made it this far, please do give it a massive thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and please press the bell to be notified for when I next post, because you don't want to miss it.